Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.
So, it's funny how we think of things. And, the Sunday of Orthodoxy is about many things. One thing that it's about is about how God came to save all of creation, including material creation. And icons are a sign of that. But another thing that it's about is to remind us that the church, coming to church is not about us. It's not about us getting something out of it. It's about us putting something into it. And if it's not, then we're not going to get anything out of it. If it's about us rather than about coming to give glory to God, if it's about anything else, then we're in trouble. Everything else in our lives is about us. God makes about us. We can make this, coming to church services, just about God, not about our list of things and needs and all this other stuff. But about just giving thanks and glory to God. I must admit, last week I was a little, and of course, people are sick and they're worried about the virus and everything else, so that's part of it too. But last week for Forgiveness Sunday, I was very disappointed that we were down in attendance for that. It's a very important service to begin on the front side of Lent. And then, honestly, this past week, I was disappointed at the numbers there too. We were down on all fronts, on all services. Of course, I didn't have my day off this week, and again, even though Saturday is my day off, I work 5 hours on Saturday because it's unavoidable to do that for today. But so I took off Thursday, but I had to get back here for the service at 7:30. I was out visiting my aunt and uncle who were visiting in Ormond Beach. So we had to quick rush back here, and I rushed back here, and there were 2 people. I would have frankly rather stayed with my aunt and uncle for those kind of numbers. But God corrected me. Because as we were at the service, and that's what this is all about, repentance. Remember, it means literally on the first side, change of mind, change your thinking. That's what it means, change your thinking. As I'm reading down through the service, I realized I had to come back for those prayers for me. Because it was the great canon on Thursday. Those prayers and all that kneeling, I think I lost 2 pounds with it, that we do so many prostrations during the great canon. But God said, you know what? You needed to read those, and you're here for my glory, not for the people. I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to lead you in serving God. I know it hurts. It hurts. Those words are like, what? What are you talking about? Of course you're here to serve. No, I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to lead you in serving God. We all serve God. That's why we all face these on Sunday. So, that most important fact, the church is not about us, it's about God. And every church that closes, if you read some of the interviews about the big churches, it's because I remember the one preacher of this mega church, and he said, once it became about us, the church diminished, and it eventually closed. Because it was no longer about God, it became about us. So we wake every day and we draw our every breath, and we live and move and have our being God attending to us every other time during the week. So this short time on Sunday and on holy days, we can just make it about God. So, once I readjusted to the correct worldview, I was still sad as the parish began Lent. Instead, it began with a little pop rather than a bang. Rather than a bang for the Lord our God, but nevertheless, I had a proper view of the way things were. So, the point is, the moment that I realized that I wasn't here and doing the service for you, I was recorrected into realizing that I was leading it for God, including the 2 souls plus my family for the Great Canon. So, and that's again, you might come to church just to get something out of it, or if you're getting something out of it. In my case, it was for, numbers, right? Numbers of people. But then we both lose, because the whole thing is not about us. It's about giving glory to God. And that's the theme of today. Over a millennium ago, there was a great angst in the church for many years about images in the church. The church settled on the fact that Christ was incarnate to save not only our souls, but also our material nature itself. Some said, no images, and there were iconoclasts, and they burned icons and everything else. Others said, what's the difference? And the iconoclasts said, see, look, they have the emperor's flag in church, they have a bunch of other secular symbols in church, the opposite side didn't care, right? But when these walls were consecrated, and by the way, in the United States, go outside into the traditional Orthodox countries, they don't have secular flags in their church. Because it's against canon law and it's against the Seventh Ecumenical Council. Not the American flag, no flag should be in a church. None. 0. That is secular. And by the way, no other secular images should be in the church. Not the American flag, not the Greek flag, not the Ukrainian flag. And by the way, other secular symbols we ought to be careful not to wear in the church. So let's say I'm having a work day in the church. Which of these 3 is acceptable? Now they're all clean, so keep that in mind. This is keep getting stained. Look at this. This is much nicer shade. Which one is the best one? Little quiz. Right. It's stained, but it's clean, right? Important for church. It doesn't have any secular symbols glorifying anything but God. Just as we should be setting aside Sunday for God, we also set aside this temple space for images of God alone. Not for our favorite rock artist, not for Mickey Mouse. No one else but God gets glorified here. So, by the way, here's another quick quiz. Here is my beautiful, lovely, pristine Bible. Doesn't have a crease, a nip, a stain, nothing. Here is my ratty, well-worn Bible. Which one do you think pleases God more?
Ratty.
Got that right. It's got my fingerprints all over here. God wants your Bibles well-worn. He also wants your tongues well-worn with prayer. As much as we go about and we spend a lot of our day, we're in traffic. Oh, come on, buddy, get it moving, right? Instead, why aren't we filling those times with prayer? I often to this also for a change of thinking. God says that even anger, unjust anger, unrighteous anger, meaning anger with which we don't have a cause, this is particularly a time to resolve that with God and with other people. I'm just going to close with this. On Monday, we began with the reading from the beginning of Genesis, Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form, it was void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, what? Let there be light. We began Monday, the beginning of Great Lent, with that reading and that great command from God, which is a command that goes out to all creation, including us. Let there be light. By the time we get to Friday, we read about how Adam and Eve had that light and were following it, but they let it go. They let go of that command to let there be light, and they turned to darkness. Today, we remember how Christ came and saved us. We call these windows to heaven because they do project the spiritual light of God. But so also, this is an icon, but so is this. So is that. So are you. So are you. You're all the image of God. Let's turn away from our sin, because when we sin, we tarnish it. We tarnish that image within us. When we become selfish, when we want to do our own thing. Today, the Sunday of Orthodoxy, let's not just lift up our icons, but be worthy icons of God before the face of all peoples. Lord, you who are the light of the world, a light of revelation to the nations, make us to be light bearers like these candles that we light. Not just with natural light, though, but with supernatural light. God, let it be so, and give us the grace to desire it. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.